All right, welcome back, everyone, for another episode of the Wednesday Watch List. This is my weekly look ahead to all the new books coming out this new comic book Wednesday, October 30th, 2024. I'm going to give you a rundown on all the incentives coming out, variants, things I'm looking forward to reading, some things that people are talking about with a little bit of buzz, all the things you should be aware of before you go to your shop this upcoming Wednesday. Hopefully you're enjoying this series as well as everything else here on the channel. Please let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure that you like, you subscribe, you hit the alert button so you don't miss anything. Keep telling your friends so we can keep growing the channel. And while you're at it, if you guys like other collectibles outside of comic books, go check out my toy channel, Toy Informer. The link is also below. I cover toys, sneakers, video games, any sort of weird collectibles that people, might be interested in beyond just comic books, whether they be non-sports trading cards, popcorn buckets, or even Halloween Mask, which is one of the shows I will be debuting in a couple of days this week. So I did just cover the top 10 toys as far as Venom figures goes to tie in with the movie that just came out, and I'll be doing the Halloween masks probably Tuesday. So check that stuff out over there on that channel if you're interested. Now, with that said, if you just want to see this week's new release books, just hang on for a few seconds after the intro, and I will be right back. All right, well, to kick us off, we do this every week. We're going to go with my personal picks. These are the things that I'm looking forward to most this upcoming Wednesday, top of the pile type stuff, and things I just find that might be interesting that you all might find interesting as well. Starting off with this first bit, while I was clicking around through Midtown Comics, I noticed that they actually have that ash can that was given away at the panel at New York Comic Con. Now they're selling them on their site. Now, this book made my New York Comic Con list. I think it was honorable mention, maybe, but these were selling for over $100. There were two panels that were giving away these ash cans. The one was the Midtown, the other one was the Hasbro, but the Midtown store has the Midtown ash cans. So I guess they didn't give them all away, and now they're selling them for $40 a piece. Or if you want a signed one, they have those available for $60. Just saying, I thought it was interesting as these things were selling for quite a bit more. I'm not saying they're worth more or even worth this price. I'm just offering that information out there in case you are interested and you like this stuff. I do like G.I. Joe. I wouldn't mind having these, but I still don't know if I really care that much for the ash cans personally, at this price point. That's all. Had I gotten it at a panel, sure, I'd be happy to take it, but I don't know if I want to spend 40 or $60 just for an ash can when I can just wait for the book to come out in a couple of months. But someone out there might be interested, so I figured I'd offer that information here to start off the show. Because honestly, there's not a lot coming out this week. Just to put that out there. I mean, it is the 5th week, so DC's pickings are rather slim. Even Marvel doesn't have a ton of stuff in the indies. Like it's Halloween week. There's a lot of things going on outside of the world of comics in the next week or so. So I think that's also playing a part. There's just not a ton to get into this week. So what I did find that I'm personally interested in is Phases of Moon Knight. I thought this was going to be dumb. I was worried this was going to be just like a Spawn title and that, hey, let's just put Spawn in different ages or Moon Knight in different ages and go over and talk about, hey, we got a samurai Moon Knight and we've got a medieval gunslinger or whatever. You get it. I mean, it can be cool if done well. I'm kind of interested. This time, the first two have been pretty good. This time out with issue 3, we are getting a manga-inspired character, which saw how well that did for Venom, right? I mean, I think that book still does all right. The little manga Venom girl, but here we're gonna get a Moon Knight version in a similar vein. She's got big bunny ears, so I mean, I guess that's kind of cool, kind of interesting. I'm just curious, is all I'm saying. So $5, pick it up. I'm gonna check it out. Other covers available here. You can see the designs and all the different vibes, giving you that kind of anime manga feel. So I think it could be interesting. And there's even a incentive variant, which we're going to take that Ivan Tao cover there in the middle, make it a virgin. That is the 1 in 50, and it seems to be doing all right already on the pre-sale market. Early pre-sales around $90. Asking prices also $85 to $90. So is that the price? We'll see how it shakes out, see how the week plays out, see if any actually get bought, because sometimes you'll get pre-sales and then come Wednesday, nobody buys any of them because they don't want to pay the prices. So we'll see what happens this Wednesday, which is why it's on the watch list and, not the hot list. We'll see. Keep an eye on it and see what happens, but there's no guarantees in this world. Now, With that said, the next book that I'm really, really curious about, I know some of you are probably going to laugh, is Sectaurs. Yeah, you remember the old toys, Sectaurs. Yeah, there's even I think it's a 7-issue comic run from back in the day. But here, Oni Press is continuing the Nacelle verse. So, the Biker Mice from Mars, they're spinning all that stuff out. Sectaurs is another one of the properties they have in there with Robo Force, I believe, and a couple of others. But Sectaurs, Warriors of Symbion, $5. I'm going to go pick one of these up. The first cover is a connecting cover. You'll see there's also different variations on this particular cover that will also be connecting as we go through this run. But I'll tell you, it's an 80s toy property. It's always going to have my interest. So I'm curious. So this is why I have this here. There's also, not to be tricky, but here is a very close addition to that cover A. So that first one I showed you is cover A. Here is just a very well, actually, no, this is the cover A, just to give you a good sense of it. This is why it gets tricky. Now, watch, it's not going to change very much, but when we do, that tiny little bit down below is the pre-order edition. I don't know if that means much. Is it going to be like a Marvel Premiere edition where it's just, yeah, maybe it's slightly sought after, maybe no one cares. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with it. All I know is there is a slightly different version that is the pre-order edition. I don't know if it's exactly going to look like this with that little red button down below. See, with the pre-order edition, or the red behind the number 1 instead of purple. That's what seems to be very, very slight differences. But there is a pre-order edition, along with a couple other extra covers here. We got a B cover, C cover, etc. There are even some incentives here that we can get into after we get through the other options. We got a 1 in 10. I told you that there was also a version of the connecting cover. There's a 1 in 20. And then there is an homage cover for the 1 in 50 that I'm a big fan of. I know this cover's been done a few times over already, but when it's done well, and this is actually, I like the color palette that they chose, the little extra bits that they chose to kind of sell it. This is Uncanny 268, that classic Jim Lee cover. I'm a fan. So I'm curious. I'm curious where this one's going to go. I wouldn't mind picking this up, but I don't think I can at the prices that it's currently going for, because they're asking quite a bit. As you can see here, I didn't find any pre-sales to track as of yet, but the asking prices are looking for 160, 180, 195 for this 1 in 50. Those are some big numbers. Will they meet those numbers? I don't know, but that's why we're watching. We'll see what happens as the week goes on. But this one had my interest because I thought it was really, really cool. Now, before we get into our next segment, just want to remind all of you out there, in case you haven't tried Whatnot before, use my link below. Get yourself a free $15 to spend on whatever you want with whomever you want. There are no strings attached. There's nothing you need to do. You don't have to buy stuff for me to get the discount. You do whatever you want with it. You just sign up, get free $15, spend it on whatever you like. And not only will you help the channel, you get yourself something nice in the meantime. So just want to remind you of that down below. And even if you're thinking of selling, there's a link down there too. If you want to try your hand at selling on Whatnot, there's also a link to help you get started there. Once again, you'll help me out, and you can get yourself started into selling some stuff on that platform if you want to give it a try. So again, check out the links in the body down below. But not to stick too much on the advertisement portion of the show, we are now going to get onto the reading list, which is me advertising the stuff that I like to read and trying to get you guys excited about it too, because too often we forget that these funny books that we all love to collect actually have stories inside them and are meant to be open and read. It's not just a pretty picture on the front that we are going to try to flip and sell to somebody else. There's actually stories inside, so let's appreciate that fact together. With that said, Batman The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween. Apart from having the longest title in the world, I still like the idea. I still like the series. I still want to see where this is going. Granted, we are only into issue 2 of 10. So I'm on board. Want to see where this goes. Big fan of the first time. So I'm definitely going to check this out. Even Dark Victory was good. But Jeff Loeb, Klaus Janson, and we got Tim Sale also giving us covers here. Pretty cool stuff. This is the cover A. There's also a Campbell cover, which ain't bad. You know how people love Campbell. So we got that. There's a Cobblepot. Couple of options, no incentives, so just get the cover that you like and give the thing a read. What's better than that? So I'm a fan of this part of the process. Happy we don't have to worry about covers that people are going to chase for. Well, it's a 1 in 25. I love it when it's just, hey, pick the one you like, give it a read, and enjoy comics. So with that said, Red Coat. Also, finally getting to that point where they've gone 7 issues deep now, so they're no longer doing those 1 in 50 and foil incentives on the Ghost Machine stuff with these later issues. They also seem to kind of shaken out of doing that for even the earlier new number ones. They're kind of just going more traditional without going so high with the ratio incentives and leaving the foil out of things. But issue 7 here, couple of covers. So once again, you pick the one you like. You got an A, you got a B, you got a C. I like A and I really like B. I think B is my favorite with him lying there amongst the skeletons. But again, pick the one that you like and just move forward and checking out this story. Simon Pure. I always like a good story with the kind of immortal throwback, fighting through wars throughout the ages kind of thing. Eternal warrior, if you will. I don't know. It's always fun. I don't know. It's always fun. Could be interesting depending on the takes that you get and the connection you make with the character. I like the character so far, so I'm on board for more. Continuing on with Feral. So issue 7 now coming to kind of follow up on what's going down with our zombie universes of cats. Well, I shouldn't say zombie. It's rabies, but I love the angle of taking rabies and making them like zombies. It's kind of fun. I mean, it makes a lot of sense when you think about it, and it's a pretty cool read. Apart from the fact that, Tony Fleece and Tone Rodriguez are friends of the channel. Go check out the interview that we had down below in the couple weeks ago, maybe about a month ago now. They're still on tour, going near an LCS near you. I think they should be coming up the Northeast pretty soon. I think they're coming my way in November, so I'll stop by and see them at the shops they hit in Jersey. But check out the book this week because issue 7's coming out. We've got a cover A, we've got the movie homage cover B, as they've been giving us throughout the entire run, along with what they did with Stray Dogs. I love it when they do that kind of fun stuff. So that's the ones I usually pick up. I usually get the B covers with the movie posters because I don't know, I think it's cool. And then there's a 1 in 10 version and a 1 in 25 incentive available as well if you want to go that route. But you choose the one that you like, and keep on reading. Now, with that said, I got one more little bit to tell you about any of you out there who might be worried about or picking up any supplies for your comic books and your collectibles. Use my code down below. Save yourself 10% off using the code RENA10 at BCW. Get your bags, your boards, your boxes, your top loaders, whatever you're going to be getting. Just use the link below and the code below and save yourself some money. Because you know what? You're going to be buying this stuff anyway, so why not save some money while you do it? At least that's what I'm thinking. So use the code, save yourself 10%. And again, you help me out a little bit with the channel and you get yourself the stuff you're going to be getting anyway. Now, speaking of things I'm going to be getting anyway, this is my Just Gotta Do It section. Now, similar to the reading list, these are things that I might have even fallen behind on reading. I'm not even enjoying reading, but the collector in me will not let me stop picking these books up no matter what. So I just gotta do it. I just gotta buy them anyway. It's just the run's got to continue. OCD collector, if you will. What are you gonna do? I know a lot of you can. What's the word I'm looking for? I can't even think of the proper word there. But you know what I'm talking about. You're along with me. There's some books you may not be enjoying the run. You might not even like the creative team right now, but you're not gonna have a gap in your collection. So you just got to get them anyway. Like I'm just gonna keep getting ASM anyway. And speaking of which. We're going to get to that. But first, we got Knights versus Samurai, which, again, it's not that it's bad. It's just, I'm interested. I just haven't had time to read issue 1. So I'm still going to get issue 2. Like, I'm still curious of the concept. I want to give it a read. I just didn't have time to read issue 1. So just got to get issue 2. I'm not going to just give up without reading it at all. So just got to do it. Issue 2 coming out this week. 2 covers. You got an A, you got a B. I kind of like the A, so I think that's the one I'm picking up. So pick the one that you like and just go run with it. Now, going back to Tony Fleece, he's got another title that's running right now, Uncanny Valley. This one is winding down. We're at issue 6. I think it's wrapping at 7, if I'm not mistaken. But couple of covers here. We got cover A, we've got a cover B right there, and then there are even some incentive variants if you want to go and pick those up as well. I just want to give this a read, so I'm probably going to end up getting that B cover, but there is a 1 in 10 version, there's a 1 in 25, and there's even a 1 in 50 that's kind of teasing a certain mouse that I guess might be popping up from the public domain. Just saying. Check it out. Give it a read because, again, I'm a little behind, which is why it's here. When you fall behind, when you try to read so many titles, it's easy to fall behind, especially when you make as much content as I do. So I spend so much time talking about it. I don't get enough time to enjoy reading everything that I want to read because I got another show I got to do. but I will catch up and I will get back to it. And this is one of those titles that I'm going to go and see through to the end. So, with that said, now we will get to the Amazing Spider-Man that I have been talking about and has kind of been the figurehead of this segment of late because I don't know, I just haven't really loved Wells's run on this. I don't know, just wasn't loving it. So it's coming to an end. So we'll see where we go from here. But issue 60, oversized issues, costing $8. It's kind of, it's kind of rough. JR cover there on the cover A is fine. But you know me, I'm a Hughes collector, so I'm grabbing the Hughes. I mean, I'm just gonna get the Hughes because I'm a Hughes fan. What do you want from me? But you got the Hughes option. You got him fighting Goblin there. There's a Clayton Crane, not Clayton Crane, Stephen Platt with it's a pretty cool concept with the whole subway ride there. I think the perspective is a little wonky as far as the size of his head compared to everything else. It just looks a little weird, a little off to me, but still a cool idea, still a cool concept. But I'm still getting the Hughes. And for those who really want to pay a little bit extra, you can get the Hughes in a Virgin for a 1 in 100 price, which is probably going to be pretty steep. And there's also a 1 in 25 in the mix as well if you're interested. But the 1 in 100 seems to be the one that most people are throwing extra bucks at. So we want to keep an eye on that one with some early pre-sales getting almost double that ratio at 195, 180 bucks. They've been accepting best offers. Asking prices are as steep as 180, 200 bucks, $329. That's a lot. I mean, I get it. It's a $7.99 cover, but it's still Amazing Spider-Man. So there's going to be plenty out there. So I don't think it's going to be a matter of low print runs, hard, impossible to find type of deals. It's just there might be more demand than there is supply, which could trigger prices going that high. We'll see. It's just that seems like a lot to ask right out of the gate. But hey, people are willing to pay it. Then that's what the price is. I mean, it is what it is. For me, I'm priced out. I don't even want to pay on 1 in 100 price personally. I'm fine with the trade dress, fine paying the $8, just getting that one. Good enough for me. I mean, I'll be happy with that. But with all that said, keeping it rolling. There's more Just Gotta Do It's here. NYX may not be exactly for me, but yeah, I'm still kind of enjoying it, just reading this. So I'm just gonna keep rolling with it. Here we've got a cover A. We've got a couple other options here as well. I like the Cuckoos cover the best, so that's probably gonna be the one I'm gonna get. But there is an X23 cover, kind of fun if you want to grab that one. And then the Cuckoos in the middle is also the one they decided to make the Virgin for the 1 in 50 incentive variant. That one, it's got a little bit of traction to start already with some early pre-sales, getting about 80 to 90 bucks. Asking prices right now, I found one listed for 80. We'll see if that holds, where that goes, but just something to watch, something to keep an eye on, right? Ultimate X-Men on the same time. It's all right. I guess it's picked up a little bit for me, but just still not in love with it. But I'm still going to go on the ride. Still here for the ride. We're at issue 8. We got an A, we got a B, a C, a D options here as well. I'm fine probably just getting the A. And then there is a 1 in 25 incentive if you're so inclined to getting the ratio variant for this. Cool. Wolverine, The Revenge. I think this is only a 5-issue miniseries, so now we're in the middle of it. Issue 3 coming out. We got Colossus, we got Capullo, Red Band. You know what that means. It's going to be polybagged. It's got some extra blood and guts, etc. in it. Cover A, couple other options here as well for you if you're interested. You got a Deadpool one, you got an Omega Red fight. Cool. There's also a 1 in 25 incentive variant as well. That is for Wolverine the Revenge. I'm sorry, that's just for the regular edition of Wolverine the Revenge. I was getting ahead of myself with the polybagged extra bloody bits because there is a Red Band version and the cover is basically the same. So that's why I got confused at the start there. So you got your regular edition. Now you got your Red Band edition that, again, has that extra bit of blood and gore, explicit content, if you will. So here's the Red Band polybagged edition. This one also has a 1 in 100 Virgin as well as a 1 in 25 homage cover, as they've had through this entire run, and Marvel has been doing on many of these Red Bands, doing those EC horror throwbacks, which is pretty cool. Now, the 1 in 100, all right, I mean, they haven't held as well. Most people gravitate towards the 1 in 25s because they got the cooler kind of covers. The Virgins with the 1 in 100s, they're around. Yes, there are some early pre-sales, 120, 130, 140. That's above ratio. Something to watch. But as you can see with the asking prices, yes, there are asking prices looking for like 150, 175. But at the same time, somebody else throwing it out there just for 70 bucks with free shipping. So there's plenty of going to be plenty of options out there that may not be as expensive. They just haven't hit the market yet. And this doesn't necessarily mean this is going to be above or below or what yet. We don't know where this is going to play out. My instincts tell me this is probably going to be an under ratio type of book. Probably go for like 80 bucks for a while before it gets long forgotten. And then who knows if anybody's going to care, 3 years from now. I don't know. But they may care just because of the unique collectible nature of this, and people are always gravitate towards those homage covers and homage covers, if you will. Wolverine the Revenge #3, throwback to Tales from the Crypt #35. You can see there, pretty well done with the posing and the positioning of all the characters, and you got the Crypt Keeper and all the circles, etc. Trade dress, font matching, all that fun stuff. I like it when it's done well. I could appreciate it, but these don't have the same momentum as they had at the start. So it's a 1 in 25, but you can see it's still doing a little bit extra on this, out the gate with some early pre-sales, getting 50 up to 65 bucks. But then you also see the listings are already starting to roll out for less than what they've been. So 35 bucks, you can grab one, or 45 to 60. We'll see where the price lands, but you can already see there's already ones that are just going for just a little bit more than the ratio price, because that's kind of where these books have kind of landed of late, because they're no longer new. They're still kind of cool, and you're going to get those run collectors as people just want to get that niche covered, and they're just going to get all of them. You can try to catch them all like Pokemon, but it's going to be a pretty pricey thing, pretty pricey endeavor. But good luck to you if you're doing that. I don't know. We'll see. If there was a good price, I might pick this one up, but it's not my favorite of the bunch. And I knew I wasn't going to be able to get them all. So I'm happy to let a lot of these just go sliding by and just get the regular red band just to give it a read with that extra little bit of explicit stuff inside. They still got me there. They still got me paying that extra just for the red band stuff. So, what are you going to do? With that said, we do have new #1s coming. Usually our longest segment of the week, and this one probably is, but not by much. Not by much. Like I told you, this is already a slower week, so there isn't as much coming out as we've seen in the past few. But with that said, DC, again, not a lot of offerings. We're getting specials, annuals. That's the kind of stuff that DC throws out on that 5th week of the publishing schedule. So we got a Penguin special coming out. With the success of the TV show, one of the best things on right now. Sorry, why'd that go backwards? But here we go. We've got a Penguin special here. Got some collected editions here. Looks like we're throwing in some stuff from Detective 58, some stuff from Secret Origins. We got Joker's Asylum Penguin #1 in there. So it's like a little collected edition, kind of reprint thing. Pick it up if you're interested. It's kind of cool. We're also getting the start of, I think, this mini featuring Poison Ivy and Swamp Thing. Hey, why haven't these two have teamed up before? Makes sense, I guess, right? About time. But Feral Trees is coming out, 48 pages for $6. Bunch of covers here. We got a cover A. We've got B's, C's, and D's. And we also have, I believe, an incentive one here as well. So grab whatever you like. Even the incentive's not doing anything above ratio, so just pick the cover that you like. You can generally find a lot of DC incentives for half or less as far as ratios go. It's just the nature of things. Unless, it's got like a sexy girl character on the front. That's generally what happens with many of the variants. Same goes for Marvel, too. Let's not just think it's just DC. A lot happens for most of the incentives for Marvel, too. But with that said, Wonder Woman Uncovered #1 is also coming out. And you can see it's really just it's a cover. It's a pinup book, basically, just covers inside. So there's no story, nothing really to read. If you just want a bunch of pretty pictures, here you go. Here's your option. Kind of fun cover with the different boxes and the different takes, different uniforms, different art styles, etc. Cool. $6. They'll reuse this cover a few times, as this is the regular trade dress on the A. There's a foil version of it that is there in the middle, and we got a couple other options there on bookending it on both sides. And there are even incentives, including a 1 in 50 that has a limited trade dress, but not quite as limited as the foil. I don't know, whatever. 1 in 50, and there's a 1 in 25 as well. But again, inside, it's just covers. So just pictures. It's a picture book. No story, but pick it up if you're interested. Also getting a Strike File special for Blood Squad 7. This is kind of that 90s throwback kind of a whole vibe with the whole thing, with the art style and the storyline, etc. Here is the Strike File special, I guess. $5. We're getting Super Patriot to guest star on this one. So we got covers A's and B's, and then we got a couple of incentives with a 1 in 10 and a 1 in 20. So grab whatever you like. You got Jim Rugg there on the 1 in 20. I liked his Godzilla from last week, but this one's maybe not so much for me. But then again, this title really isn't for me. I do remember the 90s. Yeah, it was kind of a fun time. But you know what? I can read those original 90s books because not only do I have most of them, they were very easy to find in those dollar bins. So I don't feel the need to go and re-buy very similar things for $5. That's just me, though. Granted, if I'm wrong and I'm missing out and there's some sarcastic, funny bits and stuff that are going on in these books and I should be checking them out, please let me know in the comments below. I can't read everything. I'm just going off my gut and it just doesn't seem like it's my cup of tea. But with that said, moving on, Ghost Machine. Now I have been, this is more of my cup of tea. I've been enjoying Ghost Machine as much, almost as much as the Energon Universe stuff. And here we go. We've got another installment towards the Hyde Street side of things. This is a one shot, I believe, just a one off for Devour. I don't think this is going to continue. Yeah, it's a one shot. So we're getting just a story, impending wedding to lose weight. No adiposes involved for you Doctor Who fans, but yeah, we'll see. It's a one shot kind of horror angle story. Could be cool. $6, 56 pages. That's a good page count for a $6 book. A couple of covers here. You got an A, you got a B, and then you got a couple of incentives here with a 1 in 10 and a 1 in 25. So once again, pick what you like. I'm probably just going to end up getting the cover A just to read it and be good there. Maybe I got the B. I don't remember which one I pre-ordered, but I ordered one of them. Like I said, I'm just going to give it a read and enjoy, especially this time of year. Who doesn't love a good horror story right around Halloween? With that said, let's move on. Venom War is still rolling on, and they're still rolling on with more and more tie-in one-shots because, well, we all got to know what the Fantastic Four were up to during the Venom War, I guess. Cool. Cover A and a cover B. That's it. No incentives. There you go. Pick one. Pick whatever you like. Rosebud 3. Kang. I don't know. I'm just not into it. So I'm sorry. I'm just going through the motions here. I'm just pointing it out. It's coming out, but I'll tell you the truth. This one's just not for me. But Dwellings, remember this had a lot of heat when it first came out, the whole Harvey horror mix-up. Now I don't know if people are paying attention. Is the gimmick like past its time? Is it no longer unique, or are people still into it? I don't know. But here we go with a one shot for Halloween. We've got another Dwellings All Hallows Eve special. So we've got $6. You get the one shot. The two covers here with an A and a B, and then there's a 1 in 10 kind of bloody version of that cover A, which is what they did before. And remember, those things got hot at one time. I don't know if that uniqueness is gone. Is the shine off of this already? I don't know. But with that said, we've got the Hexiles. Yes, the Hexiles from Colin Bunn, who can just churn out so many new number ones, new stories, and they're usually pretty good. It's just, I don't know, I just always find that a lot of new good number ones, and then I don't know if the concepts go well beyond that, but we'll see. Here's a new one, another one from Colin Bunn. $5 coming out of Mad Cave. Cool, I guess. Check it out. Horror time, Halloween time. Maybe you're into it. A, B, we got some Cthulhu looking action there. Maybe some Lovecraftian type of dark arts. I don't know. Give it a look-see if you're interested. Just like if you're into the whole World War kind of horror angle. Again, this makes me think of Doctor Who again with Are You My Mummy? Great episode, by the way. Stephen Moffat. He did do some good stuff with Doctor Who back in the day. But here we have Mud and Madness, horror stories of the Great War at a Blood Moon. Couple of covers here as well. No incentives. You got A's and B's and C's and even a D. Could be cool stuff in here. Like, I always like reading a good war story, especially give it a little bit of a horror angle, because the horrors of war, even without the supernatural aspect of things, are interesting enough to me. But yeah, give it a look-see if you're curious. We also got Power Rangers coming with Across the Morphin Grid, which apparently is going to be like an anthology series where some of the Power Rangers themselves might be writing some of these stories, if I understand it. So they're collaborating, and I don't know. if you're into Power Rangers, again, Power Rangers was never really my thing. It was after my time as a kid, so it came a little bit after me. It's more my little brother's thing. But $8 on this new number one if you want to go buying in. I do like the cover there, Ikajor doing I don't know if I'm saying that even close to right, but pretty cool cover there. There's also other options, including a foil, and there's even an unlockable, I believe, for that cover. Hey, I didn't even bother looking in because some of the unlockables, some of them hit in the end of like 20 and $30. Other ones just end up more in like that $15 range. I didn't even check to see what the Power Rangers doing right now. I feel like that this one, my gut's telling me this is more of a $10 to $15 one, despite the fact that the regular cost is $8. Maybe it's 15. I don't know. There's also a 1 in 10 and a 1 in 15. And if I'm completely wrong and everybody's loving this unlockable Power Ranger book and it's the next hot book that's $50 on the market this week, I guess I missed out. But I just didn't bother looking because, I don't know, it just didn't seem like one that has that much traction. But again, I'm kind of biased against Power Rangers because it's not my thing. That's all. But with that said, Hatchet. Just to kind of finishing up our new number one section, we got another one-shot Halloween time horror. Makes sense. It's October 30th is Wednesday, so it's Mischief Night, Devil's Night for some. But here we go. $5, one shot, Hatchet. Halloween Tales number 4. So they're doing this a few years. Kind of like the little fun little sticker things, the Halloween cutouts. That's kind of fun. It's like the house decorations, not stickers, with the little metal things that have the joints that you can pose them up on the wall, your school billboards and what have you for Halloween time. Kind of fun that cover there. And then you got other options too if you're interested. But we're going to leave these here and move on to our later print section because we have quite a bit to cover here. Because again, 5th week, a lot of later prints and reprints coming out. Now, no facsimiles this week, but we are getting Absolute Batman number 1, the second printing. It's only been a few weeks since the first printing came out, so they were rock and rolling, ready to go. We also have a third print already on the way. Here we go with the second print, though, because this is this Wednesday. Cover A on the reprint. We also have a foil and a B cover. So multiple covers even on the second printing. Yeah. As well as a 1 in 25. Thank you, Marvel, for getting DC to do it too. I mean, everybody's doing it now. Hey, what are you going to do? Everybody's doing it. Image is doing it. Marvel's doing it. DC's doing it. Even all the other indies. And we're going to get to one of those indies a little bit later is also doing the second print incentive. And it is what it is at this point. It is the market. So 1 in 25 on that Batman. Are already selling pretty well out of the gate. $70, $70, $65. Meanwhile, asking prices, one at auction that still has a bunch of days to go. It's not going to end until Friday. It's already up over $20. Then there's a buy it now that's looking for $125. We'll keep an eye on it this week. We'll see where this one goes. But yeah, Absolute Batman number 1. Regular cover A, I get it. It's sold out. People were buying all the different covers. So a second print, it made sense. I mean, I thought there were plenty. I mean, they told us the print run was over 200,000, but man, I guess people are buying it up still. So yeah, print more because it's not bad. It's not a bad read. I kind of like Wonder Woman a tiny bit more, but it wasn't a bad read. I'm kind of curious. I don't love everything about it. Don't get me wrong. That axe chest plate thing is kind of stupid to me. Like that bit, not a fan of. But I can look beyond that and see where this story is going to go. We've only got one issue so far. So we'll see where it goes. We are also getting an all-in special second print. Okay, I guess we need this. And I guess we need a blank to go with it. So there's 2 covers here. Like, I don't know. All right, if you say so, DC. I guess. Of course, we're getting a second print for Cobra Commander number 5 because, well, it's about time. I mean, we got to get second prints for all of the Energon Universe books, and not only that. We got to go beyond. Let's see how many printings we can go before we give up because, man, here we go, Transformers number 1. Here's your 9th printing. Trying to catch up with Void Rivals, you came up with 10. Transformers is now up to 9. Not alone, though. There's issue 2, which is up to its 6th printing. Rolling on, issue 3's got its 4th printing. So if you haven't read this stuff yet, it's fun. It's a good read. If you haven't read it yet, I recommend you pick them up. I don't care what printing you pick up. Just give it a read because it is a fun ride. I'm enjoying this stuff. But, man, issue 4 has even got a 4th printing coming this week. We done yet? Nope, not done yet because issue 5's got a 3rd printing. Now I think we're done. And I think that was the first arc. for that run, because I think you had 5 connecting covers. I think it ended 5. I don't know if it went to 6, but definitely worth a read. If you can't get a hold of the regular ones, then get these printings or just get a trade if you can. Just give it a read. We're also getting Frankenstein. Issue 1's got a second printing. So the Universal Monsters, we've seen these also get the later print treatment. I don't know why we got 2 covers, but we did. We got 2 covers here on the second printing as well. Okay, cool. And then we have Deadpool, number 6. Just came out, but yeah, Marvel giving us Ellie as Deadpool, her taking over. I am shocked and surprised they decided not to do the incentive on this book. This was a book I could have sworn they were going to do an incentive on, and that thing probably would have been right out of the gate hot, everybody buying it. But Marvel just went with the regular second printing. Interesting. Maybe they're waiting for issue 7. Maybe that's the thing, because in issue 6 is kind of the tail end kind of business, last page kind of thing. But maybe issue 7 is the one they're going to go for with that extra bit of treatment in the 1 in 25. I don't know. But again, going into other second printings and going in with the incentives, friend of the channel, Mark Spears, we had him on just last week. Hell of a nice guy. Great conversation. A lot of fun talking with him. His second print is coming out this Wednesday as well. So if you haven't given Monsters a look, give it a try. Give it a look-see. I know what you're thinking. It's not just the cover buys. Yes, the covers are awesome. Like the covers with the homage covers, homage covers, whatever you want to call them. Yes, a lot of those are awesome. But the interiors, he does all of it. He does the interiors. He wrote the story. This is all Spears throughout. It's a decent read. So if you haven't got a chance to actually open up the book to read it, go grab the second print so you can give it a read. Because the second print's coming out this week. And it's got a fun cover, too. You got the classic Universal Monsters there doing the trick-or-treating. Fun. And if you still want to get that homage cover action, there is the 1 in 20 incentive, and you can get the Halloween poster. Also, always fun to see this one with a good homage. I dig it. Everything matching. He does it right, matching all of the little extra tidbits there with the fonts and everything. Big fan. Highly recommend it. Recommend checking him out and following him. He's told us he's got a Kickstarter coming in November, so keep an eye out for that. And we'll be getting issue 2 of Monsters in November. So before issue 2 goes, again, if you haven't got a chance to get a hold of issue 1 from Keen Spot, try to get that second print this week. All right? Now, the second print incentive already is gone, at least as far as I could tell. Not a lot listed, but there's none right now listed. And the ones that were listed either sold very early for 30 and 35 bucks, or one just sold on the 11th. It's, again, pre-sales, $75 already. So if you could find, and I don't know how many you're going to be able to track down at a shop, but if you can find this one, this could also be one to watch, as it might be very difficult to, grab a hold of. So it could go for a bit bigger money as the week goes on. I don't know. We'll see. Right now, nobody's listing anything. Nobody's listing anything for pre-sale. So maybe they're waiting to see where the market's going to kind of fall. I don't know. But right now, all things are quiet. But those early indicators tell me this could be a pricey book. With that said, we finally get the last 2 bits of Doom. So Marvel did these Doom variants this month. A lot of fun. A lot of good ones. I liked a lot of them. By and large, like most of them. Yes, I saw the running theme of Doom choking a lot of people. But outside of that, if you're choking somebody or sitting on a throne, cool. Next month, I think they're Thing variants, and I'm not really a big fan of most of those, but we'll get to those next month. For now, 2 Dooms. We got Amazing Spider-Man, and then we've got my favorite of the bunch. I know, I'm biased. It's Stamped Ocean, but it is Doom, just chilling with the bloody cap shield. This is a cool cover. So this is a Captain America this week. Like I said, it's probably my favorite one of the Doom covers. But I'm biased. I told you. I like Dampen Ocean's art, so sue me. Speaking of Captain America also has our lone Stormbreakers, and I think our final Stormbreaker for the month. We'll see what next month's Stormbreakers bring us. But here we go. We got Storm with Cap on this week's issue of Captain America. So, and then there's the regular cover for Cap. So get the Doom, get the Stormbreakers, get the regular. If you want to check out what Captain America is up to these days, or if you're AOA and you got to have them all. Now, with that said, I kind of put this hodgepodge list of they're kind of the incentives and covers that I like into the cover section here. Not very long. It's just a couple of little randos that didn't really fit into other categories. I just kind of wanted to bring up. So we're going to do it here. First up, we're going to start off with Thundercats. Now, I haven't been reading this series because I just wasn't loving where they were going at the start. It's kind of boring, it's kind of generic. All right, I just didn't see, it wasn't offering me anything new. If I'm wrong and they've been doing cool stuff because we're up to issue 9, please let me know. But I do know with Dynamite, yes, they make way too many covers, but they do make a lot of cool covers. And sometimes I forget to point some of them out. But yeah, David Nakayama, I love the lineup. It's a cool cover. It's a good lineup. Then he's got there's a couple others. Perillo, cool Mumra, the old decrepit kind of Mumra chilling there. And then we've got the powerful Mumra rolling out there too. And I think there's also like virgin versions and foil versions. Who knows? Dynamite makes so many different covers. These are just the basic line of them. Just wanted to show them because, yeah, they are kind of cool. But I don't know what's going on inside, and I don't know if I should. But if you are reading it and it's good, please let me know, and maybe I'll go catch up. It's just early on, I just wasn't getting anything new out of it, so just didn't seem like it was for me. But I do like this Ibrahim Mustafa cover on Action Comics. Action is the only title this week that I think is actually like new coming out of DC. That's not like a one shot or a special or a cover book like the Wonder Woman, but this was a cool cover. I dig it. I love the idea of like Soups just kind of floating in front of like a huge monster. Like this it kind of reminds me of like the Godzilla face off with Superman, like, you know. But here, where they're continuing that Phantom King storyline there in Action, I like this cover. And like I said, I haven't seen a lot of Ibrahim Mustafa's art, but he is a good artist and he has an awesome toy channel. If you haven't checked it out, he does customizable toys where he's just building them out and making his own figures of things that don't exist, using parts from whatever he can get a hold of from Hot Toys and NECA. We had him on SNS a while back and just got in a conversation, and it just was fascinating finding out that beyond doing awesome comic book cover art, the toy stuff that he does. And again, he's got a channel. I'll put the link below because I check it out because he does some cool stuff. So yeah, I'm also a fan of toys, so I'm biased there. On top of this, our buddy Mark Spears also has a cover for that Action book too. This is the 1 in 25. He was talking about this one on our show, how difficult it was to do like a young Clark Kent, but I think he did it. I think he pulled it off. It looks like a young Clark Kent. He's got the little curly Q. Doesn't look like, you know, like a weird, like, just sometimes when kids are drawn, they just look like shrunken human, like shrunken adults, just with weird proportions. I don't know. I think it works. And you got Crypto in the background, so that kind of helps. And then we have a Sonic. Randomly, I had to put the Sonic 1 in 10 in here because, well, you know, we're getting near that time. We're getting near an anniversary issue, and we're getting near the end of this Phantom Rider storyline. So 74 for Sonic the Hedgehog has a 1 in 10. It's kind of in that, could be double. I mean, early sales, 9, 18, 20 bucks. Asking prices looking for 20, 25. This could be one of those double ratio plus type Sonic books. We see them every once in a while out of IDW, where a couple of them hit just before issue 75. Yeah, could be. We'll see. Something to keep an eye on. Adding a new section this week because it's always weird when I run across these things. So I felt like, you know what? We're going to do a new segment, new section in here covering just the oversized stuff. Now, what do I mean by oversized stuff? I'm talking about the non-comic book sized books. We're talking about like the DC Black Labels, the stuff out of Distillery, magazines, magazine sized, or just bigger than normal, odd size type of books. We're going to call them out here. So, you know, when you go into your shop, you're not looking for a regular size comic. You're looking for something on the bigger end. So again, going to Distillery, they're doing these huge prestige style. I mean, it's awesome printing and all that stuff, but I mean, they're a little pricier. You got to pay for that. So it's $9, magazine style, perfect bound book, minimal trade dress. Come find me. It's a one shot. Becky Cloonan. It looks really cool. There's some cool covers. Again, spooky season. It's kind of got that vibe for you. I like this cover A, but my favorite is probably here, the one in the middle. And I think we also got a Tula Lote. There's a sketch cover offering as well. Then there's a 1 in 10, a 1 in 25, and a 1 in 50. All the covers are great here, but that's not new. Like most of the stuff on the Distillery books is like quality. It's just, it's kind of pricey, which is why I can't keep up with all of it. It's just because spending $9-10 a book, it's kind of steep. But you are getting more for your money. You're getting a bigger book. You're getting oversized. You're getting better page quality, all that stuff. So you're getting a lot for your money. It's just I can't keep up with everything. With that said, we are also getting another oversized book here with this Misty 2024 special. Also pretty cool. I think it's a Tula Lote cover there as well. If not, it looks just like her art. But here we go. I think this might have been solicited a while back, but it's finally coming out. It's 12.50. It's again going to be one of those oversized kind of prestige kind of things. So keep an eye out for it. Again, with the time of year, horror, this fits. This is the window to get it this week. We're also getting Judge Dredd. So Judge Dredd, 470. It is a magazine, so it's magazine format. Just throwing this out there because, well, there's a lot of Dredd fans. So keep an eye out for your next issue of Judge Dredd the magazine. And that's how they do things, like across the pond over in the UK. A lot of things are more in that magazine style. Like, remember those, even the Action Forces and the Transformers comics, or even those oversized magazine size. So, that's the way they read things over there. They don't do these little tiny comics as much as us. But we're also got Savage Sword of Conan, also a magazine, $7, 64 pages, out of Titan. Pretty cool stuff. Joe Jusko there. Awesome art. You got the T-Rex looking creature eating them. There's a version of that offering, as well as another B cover there too. So again, if you like Conan, this goes back to the days when Conan was having the magazines, and the Savage Sword of Conan was a magazine. So they're keeping that tradition alive. With that said, that's all I got there for the oversized stuff. We'll keep doing more of those as each week goes on. Keep things in that section. But here we go. We'll wrap up for the day with our cheesecake covers. I know a lot of you love these. I do too. I'm not going to lie. So we'll save this for last. Save the dessert for last. Here we go. Red Sonja, Perillo. Not surprising. Here it is. You know what else is not surprising? There's a Linzer in here too, as you might guess. And a Bjorn Barons. Yes, I know. Dynamite. You just got too many covers. If there weren't, like, sometimes too much of a good thing, it keeps me away. Like, if there was one good cover, I'd probably pick it up. You give me 4 good covers for every issue, I know I can't keep that pace, so I'm just going to tap out and not get any of them, because I just can't. These are all solid covers. I'd love to have any of them, but I can't be buying 3 different copies for every issue of Red Sonja. I just can't do it. It's $15. I can't do it. But too much of a good thing, right? Also, we got other options here. We got the cosplay cover, which they do, and then we got another option there in the middle for you, fans of the backside. And then we've got a 1 in 10, which is a callback, throwback cover, reusing the art from the Jenny Frison run from, I don't know, it was almost 10 years ago now. Great cover run if you can find them. But just pointed out that they're just kind of replaying them, redoing them with the weird border. And that's like one of the incentives that they throw out. But, still fits the concept of this section, so I figured I'd share it. Also getting Sweeties, Candy Vigilante, new Swedish piranha fish inside. That's kind of fun. I mean, I like Swedish fish. But here you go, volume 2, number 5. There's the cover A. The one in the middle is a lot of fun. You got that copper tone kind of callback, and then the Swedish fish, and then the color scheme with the Swedish fish box is perfect. That's my favorite of this bunch, though I do like the one with all the guns. Like, that one's kind of fun too. But yeah, a couple of options there for if you're into this. I don't know. I'm not reading this title, but I will just admit I do really like that cover there in the middle. Other titles that usually will find their way into this section when they do release issues. We've got Gold Digger. No surprise there. So limited series 404. There you go. War Mistress of Mars. Cool. There's also a Ninja High School issue in here as well. You're into that. Issue 196 out of Antarctic. Then I found this Wicked Witches book, which just kind of caught my eye. I was like, oh, that's a one-shot out of Antarctic. Cool. And again, time of year, it kind of fits. Also the time of year for us to check out and be reminded of our Grimm Fairy Tales Zenoscope books, which always find their way into this section. But issue 89 of Grimm Fairy Tales, pretty cool options here. And then we got our main one there in the middle, which is going to be dressed down, if you will, for the incentive. And yeah, here it is, the 1 in 20, I guess. More risque version. Good luck finding it. Not a lot of places order these, but if you're into it, you probably know by now how to secure your copies, where to order from. But sometimes they do extra, sometimes they don't. It depends on the demand, supply and demand. So that's how this market works for everything. So like it, don't like it, buy what you like. With all that said, that's all I got for you this week. That's my rundown of the little bit we're getting this week. I know it still went almost an hour, despite the fact that it's a lighter week. But hey, it is what it is. But with all that said, I'd still like to thank you all for the support and the support of the channel. Check out all of the links, like I mentioned in the show below. Save yourself some money, get yourself some free money, discounts, etc. And check out all the other stuff we have here on the channel. I'm going to try my best to keep the schedule as normal as I can this week, but I am doing a lot of work in my son's room, so I could be strapped for some time. It's redoing his room, new furniture, new paint, all that fun stuff. So yeah, a lot of work for me. But with all that said, I still appreciate you all stopping and checking in, and I'll see you all later with some more content. All right.